And here we are in the upper left, in the blue, in my favorite map, on the best map in the pool. He is, for Dragon Cuts a game, Team NV, Cure. And the bottom right in the red, and actually for Dragon Cuts a Gaming, it's Dark. I cannot get my head around the fact that Cure is no longer on what was, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, became Dragon Cuts a Gaming. In my head, that's just who he's on. He's been on there for so long right now. But he's not. He's playing for Abydos or Team NV, whoever you figure it out. But by the way, we got to point this out. This is cool. Look at what Cure is doing. This is the Beyond build. This is the Maru build. I have not seen. I've seen Clem mess around with it a little bit, but in general, I don't see this. This is not something I expect out of Cure at all. So maybe 2 racks on the map. We've seen Cure do that actually quite a bit on Gressvon. You put a 2 racks kind of like right here, and it's fine. Cure sometimes doesn't want to play a long game, but to see him take the Beyond approach is pretty cool, actually. As, by the way, Dark has gone pool first here, so I don't know if there's some kind of internal meta between the two, or whether this is just Dark on the understanding that Terrans are in general playing a little bit more aggressive than they otherwise have been. But Dark went pool first again. This one isn't for roaches. This one is just to get Lings out very quickly, and that does stymie this 2 racks idea. So maybe the Korean Terrans are just playing this style a little bit more than I'm used to it, more than I thought they had. But as the Reaper, onto the third base. We talked about, by the way, Cure and Dark playing each other quite a bit. All time. Dark heavily has the advantage here. 41 or 45 to 21 in games of Legacy of the Void. But Cure's been playing just a little bit better recently. Just a tiny bit. The other interesting thing, of course, is that this build seems good enough, at least when we see Beyond play around with it, when we see maybe Maru play around with it, where you can kind of do it even if your add-ons are exposed, because, Cure's on the left side of the map, means that his tech lab, his reactor, are technically exposed, but this is a lot of Reaper pressure onto this third base. KD8 charges as well. Is he? No, he doesn't get it, right? No way. Not with the Queens here, but KD8 charges, going to try to bounce them away, and he's sticking on a great charge. Micros onto the left side, continues to stick, and realistically, even if he doesn't get it here, which I think the Queens have found enough position, even if Cure didn't get it here, what this means right now is this third base is going to be very low. It's going to be so low that by the time that the next round of pressure, Stim's on the way, this generally plays into a 2-1-1 if you're not going for a 4-rack Stim timing like Beyond sometimes does. This like the 2-1-1 timing, that it in fairness, it hits closer to 6 minutes off the third base, because you do get a quick third CC on this build. This is going to be a very low third. I mean, look at it. It spawns at 300 HP. It's going to be maybe 600 by the time that the next round of pressure happens. So it's going to be at like 2/3 HP by the time this pressure hits. So if Cure can find an opening, if you can find some value there, it actually can work out very nicely for the Terran player that just, gets the snipe, even if they didn't get it with the Reapers. So for now, Stim's 2/3 of the way done. Of course, because this was, you get a command center very quickly on our third base on this build. Factory is only just now getting started. Starport is a ways away, so if you do want to go for some sort of timing off Stim, not really going to get it. Not easily. But what this does mean is that any sort of counter pressure that Dark may want to hit with, it's not there. You're gonna fight into a bunch of Stim Marines, and that doesn't really feel all that great. It's actually, I feel like the Lings could have killed those Reapers, but they're just gonna back up instead. Is now, okay. Dark wants this game to end right. Maybe I'm 6. Yeah, no, he wants to end this game right now. Bunch of Lings on the way. He's got a couple drones, but he's on 24 Lings, adding more in. He's just going to try to Bane bust the front here. That's an exposed supply depot. And if you bust down the reactor, you bust down the tech lab, well, that can be rather powerful. But the key thing here is, yeah, you know what? Tech lab is still researching, but Stim is done. And with Stim complete, that means that, well, that's the most important upgrade. In fact, Dark's pulling back here. He built a lot of Lings. He's on 36 Lings on the map right now. And I really thought we were going to see him kind of run across the map. But I guess he's just going to posture. Okay. No bailing bust after all. So now Dark just got 36 lings that I don't think he needed them that early. I think he was playing into this idea that this is a true 2. You know, that's what it is. Okay. Dark wasn't able to see the main base. He didn't see that there's a third base done. Third CC. So what that means is that he was thinking, I think that this was going to be a 2-1-1, which hits around, 5:30, 6 minutes. So you do have to have your lings out in time for that. So Dark just kind of had the slightly wrong read. And now, I mean, he's got 7 banelings. He really thinks that Kyr's really going to lean into the pressure, but Kyr's not. He's got plentiful army. His third base is already on location. Only now is he starting to add all those medevacs. Does he really build himself into the production that he wants to be in? So realistically, this is a solid position for Kyr. Not only has he gotten away with that quick third base, on top of that, I mean, this is an 8 racks from Kyr, and it's not an easily scouted one. That's the important thing. Right? 6 barracks are in the main base. 2 are in the natural. You don't have the easy scout of 3 barracks on the third for the slightly faster rally. Kyr's got his 2-2 very fast here. He's got his stim done. He has his timing that is going to hit in the next minute or so. That's going to really start to lean forward, considering the fact that Dark's 4th base is not even done yet. Dark's going high. Dark's going Spire here. This is such a good move for Kyr right now. Just based on the openings, based on Dark kind of having a rough read of things. Banelings are going to try to move in, but they're just going to get targeted down. And maybe the Marine count that's sitting there in the natural in the third base is going to be enough to tell Dark what's happening here. But Dark's banking the gas count. He's got 1,000 gas in the bank almost. He's going to have 10 mutas on the way. But I mean, the pressure's getting ready right now. Kyr, he's got, and by the way, this is an 8 racks with tech labs. This is an 8 racks building 4 Marauders at a time. So this timing from Kyr right now. Banelings are not going to be all that useful. Mutas are not going to be the pressure relief valve that Kyr wants. And this is a 2-2 8 racks. This is such a cool build out of Kyr here in this game number 1. And this feels 2-2 is done at the same time that 1-1 is. And the mutas are done, so Dark committed to them. We see them flapping and flocking onto the north side, looking for that value. But I feel like you need everything here. I mean, Kyr's up 20 army supply. Marauders run forward. Banelings just do not get good connections here. And this is going to be a dead 5th. Kyr's not going to, there's no way that this doesn't die. So it's a dead 5th. Mutas, they're going to try to go counterattack on the other side. And that is the one saving grace here, as the Banelings now try to run in. The Marauders serving as a massive wall. Banelings get nothing. Banelings get absolutely nothing. Your second round going to try to find just a little bit more as the Banelings, again, they get nothing here. This army from Kyr is just unmanageable for Dark at this point. So now Kyr stims his way in. Yeah, Muta's in the main. This is going to be a bit of a base trade, actually. This is awkward. Bio gets on top of the Queens, gets on top of drones. Everything is going down, and every little bit of damage that Kyr is taking on his side of the map, he is giving it back in spades here. That being said, Mutas are on top of production, and that does make it very hard for Kyr to stabilize, but he's going to get the natural. He's going to get the Spire. Baneling Nest should go down, as I think that's in the natural as well. Yeah, that's going to get targeted down. But at some point, you got to figure that Kyr's going to have to go home, but he has more damage in his sights as this rally continues to move across, and Kyr just wins. Just like that. Kyr takes game number 1. Dark read this so wrong. And the upper right in the blue. He's up a game off a really cool 8 racks build, actually. He's Kyr. And in the bottom left, no pool first this time. That didn't work. It's Dark. And if you want more games like this every single day of the week, you want high-level replays, you want Stormgate news, you want analysis, you want all that stuff, well, you should make sure to go and drop a subscribe button on this channel. Like the video. Tell me what you thought about that build from Kyr in game number 1, because, man, 2 racks Reaper almost got the third base into an 8 racks hidden with Marauders instead of tanks is such a cool idea. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think about that. Game 2, though, is going to be very different here. Yes, it's a 2 racks opening. I'm curious to see how many Reapers actually Cure commits to in the second game. Because game number 1, right, we saw Cure go, and he went for 3 Reapers. He got pressure. He did a hell of a lot of damage to the third base, and funnily enough, it actually didn't end up mattering. He backs up. He gets a very quick third base. Dark thinks this is a 2-1-1 timing. He thinks there's a 5:30, 6-ish minute stim timing, so he builds 40 links. He gets 7 banelings, and then nothing happens. Cure doesn't hit with that because he's actually built 6 racks in the main. 4 of them have tech labs. He's building 4 Marauders, 8 Marines at a time, and hits just with a powerful, like, 170 supply 2-2 timing into a Zerg player who banked 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas into Mutaplay. There was... Dark did his best. You know, he went and he played as well as he could. Did a good job of trying to jump on top of the production as well as he could there, but it just was not enough. And now again, we do see 3 racks out of Cure here. This time he's putting a lot of pressure onto the natural. Great KDA charge. I think he might be trying to force the Queen off creep, but he's not going to make that happen. As now the third Reaper joins the fray, checks the main third, or the triangular third, realizes that there's nothing there. Does he put a ton of pressure on the other third? We saw that last game, but no, he's going to dive into the natural. This might be a dead Queen. Maybe he's thinking about it. He's not going to quite stick, though. Doesn't quite know what the speed timing is, but that's not what's happening here. Speed is actually going to be closer to 4 minutes. It's a bit of a delayed speed. He could kill that Queen. He really could, but what is that? The healthy Queen? Yeah, only 32 energy. He's going to get it. Jumping on top. No, not willing to dive. Not just yet. Oh, man. Cure, you can get it. You can commit regicide. You can kill that Queen, but I think he thinks he's going to get it anyways. Literally one more shot. But I think he would rather just have the Reapers on the map to have pressure rather than sacrificing one for the Queen. But I really think killing a Queen like that is actually, I think that's worth losing a Reaper for. But for now, Transfuse was used, so that very low Queen is no longer low and will survive. Run, Marine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna find your way back. So we see a similar build from Cure in this game number 2. He's got that quick third base, stim on the way. It's going to be done around 5:30, something in that neighborhood. But Dark is not over-committing to this like he did in game number 1. Oh, he's going to catch the Reapers as well. He had an opportunity in the first game, but didn't quite get it this time. Maybe 1 Reaper survives, but it's the 3 of them that are really powerful, that 2-shot drones that have all that map pressure. So Cure loses that map pressure, loses that map control. The Lings now really take that for themselves. But this is a bit different from Cure. Last time, Cure, he just had 3 Reapers. He had some map control, and then he just turtled up, got 8 racks, ran across the map, won the game. This time, he's playing just a little bit differently. He's got Banshees on the way. Banshee Cloak on the way here. His stim is, again, going to be at a fairly nice timing, but he's got Banshee Cloak. You know, this is a very different build coming out of Cure in game number 2, even if kind of the bones of it are the same, you know. 2 racks in the wall, get a quick stim, go on, get a quick third base, but behind that, much quicker starport. Barracks not quite as quick. And it remains to be seen exactly what he's going to get done here. He's starting to add some Hellions, actually. But I feel like 5:30 right now, you move into Hellions, unless this is going to be for some sort of weird, like, stim Hellbat Banshee type of idea, which is always possible. Going Hellbats or going Hellions this late in the game doesn't really feel like it's worth much. Yeah, you know, it was a bit of a weird opener, certainly. It was an aggressive opener, and that does mean that you have to be a little careful. That the timings are all just a little bit off, but I don't know that these Hellions give you all that much, quite honestly. Of course, Cure's timing is going to be about a minute from now when combat shields 1-1 are all going to be done. But Dark is much happier in this game. His third base is you know, actually at a reasonable, or his fourth base is actually at a reasonable timing for a lot of Zerg builds, not very late. And he's getting a fifth base as well. So, like, he understands just how free his map is right now. He didn't build 40 lings at 530 to hold on against the 2-1-1. Again, just a better read about what Cure is doing. And yeah, you know what? Banshees get a couple workers. That's 2 workers off 64. It's just not really comparable. But this is fun, though. Oh, so Overlord speed's done. It's been done for just a little bit. And we got 2 Dropper Lords on the left side. On the right side here, 8 Banelings morphing. And they don't have speed. They're going to waddle. They're not going to roll. But they might be able to just get a lot of damage here. So Dark Q's both of them up at the same time. And the question now is whether Cure actually is moving out of the map at this point. This is such an awkward timing. He's going to be focusing on the map. He's going to be focusing on his army. He may not see this because this is the timing that Cure wants to hit. He's got his 1-1 done in 20-25 seconds. He's got combat shields. He's got stim. So dropping into the natural here as Cure is not paying attention. Banelings go boom, boom, boom. 8, 9, 10 workers go down. And in the main base, it's even worse. 16 dead. That's a mineral line. And now Cure is going to have to do so much more here. Lings almost got this around. Don't get it yet. And yeah, you know what? Dark doesn't have his 1-1. That's something. But Ling's now getting ready just for the counterattack, getting ready for the surround, and a couple more Lings thinking about that run by, sallying forth on the left and the right side. If they get a second drop here, by the way, this fifth base will die, but there's still a fourth. If this drop gets like 2 or 3 rounds of damage in, oh man, it's just so cost effective. As now, well, Lings are going to pop out. 1 Marine does not defend against this. 1-1's done here as well. So drop number 1 ready. Seems like Cure is playing a little bit more defensively, though. So drop number 2 is not going to be quite as effective as now. Cure, he's got 16 Marines in the main base. Tanks defending the low ground. In this position, we saw, who was it? I think Gumiho? TY, something like that. We saw them go and, not TY, Gumiho. I think it was Gumiho. Abuse this position against Solar in that Group A series. So let's see. Well, a similar position. So let's see if he can find that value here as Banelings now thinking about rolling in. And for now, Hydras are up. So that tank position's not nearly as powerful. And Cure's just not paying attention. 6 dead more. Now, of course, there is no +2 attack on the way. Just armor. Cure is, or Dark is kind of lacking in the gas count right now. And this Dropper Lord will die. Unfortunate there for Dark. But even still, finding yet more values. Dropper Lords have, that's actually got nothing in it. Baneling's just running back home. I guess a bit of an A move there or something. But Dark is on 4 bases. 5th base is on the way. Infestation Pit halfway done. I'd love to see upgrades. Right, I think that is kind of the big thing that he's missing. He doesn't have +1 or +2 melee, no +1 ranged, just relying on the armor upgrade. But in fairness, you know, he is spending all of his money as he gets it. There's no gas on the 4th base. So his economy is well balanced, right? Decent amount of minerals, decent amount of gas. But there we go. There's +2 melee. As now 4th base, 5th base gets canceled once again. And that is starting to get a little painful right now. Cure is getting rather close to that 4th base. So we see it on the way right now. Meanwhile, on the right side, just a little bit of pressure. But he's going to stim on top. And Dark's aware of this. So now we're starting to get to this point where it doesn't really feel like, yeah, the Terrans canceled the 5th base a couple times, but that's kind of okay. You know, again, as long as the Zerg is up 1 base on Cure, it's not that big of a deal. And the creep spread is starting to get really nice for Dark here as well, even as Cure tries to curtail it. So it feels like we're starting to get to the point in the game where it's kind of hard for Dark to, or for any player to break the other. You know, Dark, he's maxed out. He's got creep spread, maybe not on the left side as much as he would like, but on the right side, certainly pretty nice for himself. He's got a 3rd Evo chamber on the way, +1 range, +2 melee. We're going to see a +3 armor get started soon. Adrenal Vipers, all of those fantastic things. Meanwhile, Curie's going to get his 4th base. He's got a decent amount of tanks here. And this run by, though, will force him back. So really the timing that Dark was trying, or that Cure was trying to hit, he wanted to move out on the map. He just forced back a little bit. Banelings get a couple workers. Not a big deal. The big deal, of course, is that Cure was forced back. Not allowed to move on the map the way he would like, and that just buys more time for creep spread to be on the map. It buys more time for Dark to get his hive up. Again, he is on triple Evo, so we should see 2-1-3 on the way. There we go. Adrenal as well. Bro. We eventually some Vipers once he has the... I mean, he actually has the gas for it. This thing run by, though. Is going to get buffered for the time being. And now, Dark finally, or Cure finally feels like he can get on the map again. But at this point, this is a situation here with a great surround coming on in. Tanks on the right side are going to take a lot of damage. Look at this surround. All the tanks are dying. And back up. Absolutely, you run away from that now. There's no need to fight off creep. You just killed 5 tanks, Dark. +2 attack is done in 5 seconds. You got the tanks. This pressure from Cure is not nearly as powerful as it once was. It was like 9 tanks. Now it's 4. And now with Vipers getting added and everything else, this is looking pretty dang solid for Dark right now. So Dark, really nice position here on the high ground outside of his 5th base. By the way, he's taking the gold base as well, which is of course really hard to hold high ground position, go behind the gold mineral line. But if Cure's just going to keep pushing left and Dark can kind of, with pressure and with really solid defense, can make sure all the focus is on this side, he will be able to get away with that gold. So for now, here come the Lings finding their way in. Adrenal's not done, but they do have +2 even still. That tank line is beautiful from Cure, and he will force back the initial defense from Dark. Now, of course, we're waiting for Vipers, and Adrenal Glands done in 10 seconds here is such a powerful idea. It's effectively an additional +3 attack coming on. Is now Parasitic Bomb on these medevacs. They're all clumped up here. One's going to find its way back. Now Blinding Cloud on the first tank. Second tank, though, on the line of sight blocker. That's going to get a couple massive shots, but the bio actually stims into the Blinding Cloud, and they just cannot fire. Even still, more Banelings have to get morphed here, so Dark has to give this position up. But we're seeing just how powerful that Blinding Cloud those Vipers are. They're great against tanks. They're really solid against tanks, but also they totally mess with bio AI. They mess with the pathing to an extreme degree. You drop it on top of a clump of bio runs forward, they run into Banelings, it feels really awkward. So Vipers, tremendously useful. Meanwhile, massive Ling run by here. They don't have +3, but they got +2, and Adrenal is just a beautiful upgrade. So a bunch of workers go down, a lot of infrastructure, supply depots and things, the wall will fall. So, wait, that command center, yeah, the orbital died. Massive move there. So now it's a 3-base Terran. Blinding Clouds are incredible here, but really not a lot of Lings to take advantage of it. So the tank will survive, and Banelings come crashing into tanks. Not what you want. Dark, though, he just needs buy a little bit of time now. This pressure from Cure is powerful, and there's another round of reinforcements. The Hydras, if they can get on top of this tank, they get a medevac. That's something. But you got to kill the tank, or at the very least, got to wait for another round of Blinding Clouds. And now Transfuse on the hatch, going to keep that one alive here. And with 21 dead workers, Lings now denying that base. So Cure's going to get his 4th base again, but he loses the right side. Although, in fairness to Cure, I mean, losing the orbital doesn't feel all that great at all. In fact, he's only on 2 orbitals right now. He's got a 2nd planetary on the way, fine, but not having that, not only having 2 mules, only having 2 scans at a time is not really what you're looking for. You want to have that extra scan. You want to have that extra mule. It's such an economic steroid. So that's a little bit awkward for Cure right now, but he is getting another orbital, right? He's back on to 3, which is that really solid position that you would like to find. So are these tanks stuck? I think these tanks are stuck. Yeah. Cure's got a problem. He's got to lower the depot. 4 tanks are just stuck in the natural, and oh, Dark's going to take advantage of this right now. Tanks on the front line, they get blinded out, and now this army from Dark is just, it's killing everything. Yeah, they're absolutely stuck right there. They can't move. They don't know where to go. They're just a bunch of dummies. And that just is not going to work out. You need these tanks so desperately. Cure has to realize this. It just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse. They don't know where to go. Oh, no. Lower your depots, Cure. Lower your freaking depots, man. Oh, no. There, okay, he figured it out. He found it. The convoy. The convoy lets him out. But that was just such a poor timing there. And now, I mean, Dark, yeah, the gold mineral gets finally found out here, but These are 3/3 adrenalings. They're going to deal with this very well. So this drop doesn't get all that much. Ooh, one medevac, one more Hydra shot, and left side as well. So Cure can't find the value he wants. He has taken a lot of damage just by not having those tanks on the high ground or not having those tanks available. A medevac dies to spores, and on the right side, this drop also is not going to find anything. I guess the flip side, the other way we can look at this here is now Cure has a massive power spike. 6 tanks. As a medevac will fall. 6 tanks just sitting here. Suddenly joining the fray, but look at this. Okay, okay. How many dropper lords is this? 9 dropper lords just into the main base. Dark wants to end the game. He understands. He knows where Cure's army is. He kind of knows what he's dealing with. So 9 dropper lords, only 8 of them full. But Cure's all posturing in the front. His production here is about to just get freaking camped in a most disgusting way. He's going to find ghosts on the... yeah, this is a problem. This is so rough right now. So many 3/3 adrenalings are just going to find their way into the main base, and you can't rely on rallies to defend this. There's no freaking way. In fact, the rallies are just going to go down. The production is going to go down. Lings find their way onto the 5th base as well. Now, Bailey's eat tanks, but that is still a lot of stuff going down. Lings burrow up as well. You love to see it here. A couple of them get out. The rest of them just sitting in the main base. So that 1-2 punch from Dark, beautiful. Meanwhile, drop on the right side will, you know, you have to get dealt with. And the Queen's pathing is kind of ruining them a little bit. But these Lings, they're going to deal with that one as the medevac. Oh, there we go. Downtown. Kills that off. And we should see Dark. He's got to fix this creep spread. The Queens can't rotate around. So you got to just put a creep tumor right there. Put a creep tumor right there. You'll be fine. But Cure is massively supply blocked. He's lost a couple barracks. He's only on 7 barracks right now. I guess he was actually only on 8 racks despite being on like 6 bases. So could have done with a couple extra barracks anyways, and now capped at 155 supply. Ling's getting on top of this orbital. Dark is just, he's in pole position. It feels really hard for Cure at this point, although that's a lot of banelings to catch actually, but gonna make them suffer a little bit there for catching the banelings. The ones that finish, well, they will go down. Yeah, Cure seems very dead at this point, but the way Dark has played this game, part of it is, of course, is that those 6 tanks not available to fight was a massive deal. But Cure's about to lose 2 bases to the banelings. This is just a flex here. It's a dead third. It's a dead third. It's a dead fourth. Cure is only on 2 mining positions right now. There's no economy. He's mining 400 minerals a minute. This army is not good enough. And yeah, 48 dead workers, 19 SCVs on the map. There is really no comeback for Cure at this point. He's fought long. He's fought hard. And we got to give this one to Dark, though. Dark has been playing so well. And I love the drop play. That's not something we see out of Zergs all that often, but we will see it out of Zergs today. Is now big surround from Lynx from every side. No way you take this, Cure. You're going to try, and the Ghost just get targeted down. Tank's not even sieged on the high ground. Cure fights. Cure follows, and we're going to game 3. And in the bottom right on Neo-Humanity. Taking game 1, falling in the second. It's Cure. And in the upper left, in the red, played an immaculate game 2. It's Dark. I love, by the way, that Gressfon was not that long of a game. It really was just a one punch. One big punch. Cure did 1,000 push-ups, did 1,000 sit-ups, went for a 10-kilometer run. And then he just hit Dark with that one punch and won the game. The game 2, though, was a slightly different anime setup, right? Where, if we're going to quote those a little bit, where it was, you know, like the protagonist goes and they just go, you know, massively punching all over the place and nothing happens, and then suddenly something does. That's what happened in that game number 2. We saw just heavy pressure all over the place, lots of multitasking, and finally, Dark found the weak point. Finally, Dark found the salient point. He cracked Cure open, and, well, Bob's your uncle. But still, man, such a fun set of games. Going to be interesting to see what happens in this game number 3, though, because we don't have that 2 barracks proxy, or not proxy. We don't have that 2 barracks low ground idea. Cure went for Reaper expand, Reaper Marine. We're going to see a reactor after this. You know, this is standard. We're used to this. And Dark did not go pool first. He went hatch first. This is the most meta, the most standard TvZ we've seen all series. And it's on Neo Humanity, which technically is a Terran map. Which is actually really funny because when it first saw the pool, started hitting the pool, it felt so bad for Terrans. I remember a series I cast like first week of the map pool, and I think it was actually Cure versus Solar. And Cure fought, you know, well enough, but he found it so hard to hold this forward base location as his 4th base. You know, Zerg flanks came in from this position, just came in from every side. He just couldn't get effective pressure and just kept dying to counterattacks. And then Terrans have started to realize that, well, you have these center towers are fantastic. You can kind of force your way through the middle of the map very well, and it actually is a really nice Terran map. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one works out. For now, is we're just gonna have to wait. Cure, by the way, this is greedy. I didn't notice. Cure has his 3rd base on location. This is not just 3cc play. This was a 250-ish to 230, like your quickest barracks factory command center type of idea. But he's not building it on the high ground, as you often do. A couple lings run across the map, and this is massively punished. Cure gets his 3rd base on location on Neo Humanity, and that means he is starting to mine out of his 3rd base at the same time the Zerg is. That is so greedy. But it seems like for now, he's going to get away with it, in part because Dark went for a delayed speed. It's 410. Speed's done. This is a delayed clash, and that means that, well, by the time Lings want to pressure this at all, we got 4 Hellions, 3 Hellions on the map. Banshees are on the way. There's no timing that Dark can pressure this. The way both players decided to get greedy favors Cure so massively. It favors Cure so incredibly hard in this game. Now, for a second there, I saw the wireframe factory. I'm like, oh, he's just floating. If he had gone mech on this game, I would have been, oh, that would have been cool. But instead, that's not going to happen. Instead, it's Hellion Banshee opening, adding an additional barracks here. And now we just get to see how Cure decides to play. Now, Dark knows that he can drone like a madman. It's 5 minutes. He's above 60 workers. He can drone like a madman. But he did... Where'd that Overlord die? I don't know. Regardless, you know, Dark understands that he can drone like a madman. Because this is 3cc on location. You got to be very careful about that. Okay, the Viking, yeah. The Viking got an Overlord kill, and then just supply blocks Dark for a second. And now this then begs the question, right? There's one of the reasons that 2-1-1 fell out of the meta for a little bit is that Zergs realized that if they scout that 2-1-1 opener, they can just drone like hell until about 4:30. Build 0 lings, then build about 30, be totally fine. Dark's been able to do that just a little bit more. He's on 65 drones. I think briefly above 70 is, you know, you have to spend drones to build things. So anyway, his economy is beautiful here. Baneling Nest just about done. 1-1 ahead of Cure's. And again, it just begs the question, like, yeah, Cure's been very greedy in this game. But do you benefit? Are you okay with giving the Zerg that much tempo into the game? That's the big question. So for now, 4th base actually, or 5th base should... Actually, yeah, this is just going to die. Cancel's going to get forced here by the Banshees, and well, Drone dies too. So nice pickup there. And with this, yeah, Spores and Queens, that's not going to get much, but it will get a second drone. So the wall here, the mineral wall, is not going to get dealt with. It's not going to get mined out all that quickly. Just makes it a little bit harder. It's not Banshees. Yeah, Lings. Okay, fine. But what is Cure's timing right now? That's what we're looking at. Dark's got he's taking his forward 5th base. He's got the middle of the map, the speed zones that kept him safe. That's knocked down, and now he's got through the middle here. He's got himself a bit of a counterattack opening, although I don't know that I like that, actually. I feel like... Well, it depends on how Kier wants to play. Because having a Terran push through the middle of the map like that is a really powerful idea, especially as you take this this base. But on the flip side, if the Terran sieges up behind the wall, right? If the wall is still up there, you put tanks behind, you kind of hot drop on front. It's impossible. It's impossible for the Zerg to take the fight. So I'm very okay with that, actually, the more that I think about it. But Dark is... Kier played greedy, right? He took that third base on location. Dark is playing even greedier. He's got 5 bases up. He's got a 6th base. Well, is this base done? Yeah, just about. He's got 4 bases up, 5th base on the way, 6th base on the way. He is just going like gangbusters. But the one thing he is lacking in the drone count, in fact, that's something that Kier, he's got himself a bit of a lead on. So now Kier moves forward here. He's going to start to put some pressure on the creep. And we're going to see these creep tumors gunned down with reckless abandon. But there are so many lings. Good luck. You're not going to get that. Kier, though, also kind of lacking on this +2. He's got to get his 2-2 started. Doesn't have that one. And interesting here. Factory made and then floated. Okay, so this is a bit of a wall. Okay, yeah. This is pretty cool. So you build the factory back here where it's a little bit safer. Random run by won't kind of cancel it, kill it, something like that. And then you take advantage of the fact that a factory has like 1300 HP. And you make it part of a wall. You really shut down some of the counterattack avenues that that Dark may want to play for himself here. Is again, Kier doesn't get much done, but he's trading a little bit. I mean, 1,000 resources lost, 350 resources lost. Kier has lost 1 Marine, 2 Hellions, and a Reaper over the course of this game. It's a very efficient Kier, but it's also a very passive Kier. So, I mean, he's got his 4th base on location. Planetary is done. Adding in the extra gas. This 2-2 again was very late. He was very slow on that. But I mean, it feels like we look at this here. Kier is doing a solid job of scaling into this game. You know, he's got his 4th base. 2-2's on the way again, slow. Adding in his additional barracks, +1 mech, +1, yeah, all that. And actually, nice little bit of a counterattack here. He may get this base. Queens are going to arrive. The transfuses, are they gonna be? No, they're not. And it's very few workers that go down. And he scouts the Vipers. Nice scout. That's a big scout for Kier. That means he's going to have to position his tanks just a little bit differently. But anyway, so talking about this game. Kier's got his 2-2 halfway done. +1 mech done. He's maxed out. He's got his 4th base, 5th base on the way. There's no Ghost Academy. There's no Ghost Academy on the way. This prospect of Ultras that is going to hit from Dark right now because he really has not been forced to spend all that much. That's a bit scary. That is something that we really will have to see Kier deal with because right now he's got 2 Marauders on the map. That really is not a lot. Here is Parasitic Bomb on the drop into the main base. 1 medevac solo goes down. And finally, that is just not cost effective here. Medevacs will just they're dead. That Queen, you gotta knock that one down. This medevac also dead. Like 2 Marines survived. So that was like 6, what was that? Like 30 supply. Just down the drain. Kier, all of a sudden here, traded almost exactly as much as the Zerg has. That's not great. All right, that is just a little bit too ballsy coming out of Kier. But this does buy room. This does buy supply to make sure he can now move into Ghost Count. He's got a Ghost Academy on the way. 3 additional command centers on the way. He's got 5 bases here. +2 mech attack. Extra factories. This is the most Maru 2023 Maru versus Zerg that I've seen in quite a while. Kier just says the mid game doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to push across the map. I don't want to run into you. It's fine. I don't even need to worry about you taking the map. I'm just going to trade. I'm going to build myself into this unbreakable late game composition and, like, good luck. Dark, good luck breaking me. I will be the beachhead upon which you break yourself. And quite honestly, like, as long as the ghosts pop out, we have none right now. They're only just starting to join the fray. If he can survive this wave of the Zerg right now, I actually really like Kier's position, but this is a scary wave indeed. Banelings come crashing into the command center. They're going to kill the planetary. They're going to kill 11 workers. And that's pretty solid for Dark right now. Lings, though, they will filter and they will fall down here. And tanks a little bit you know, the couple of them fall. Kira loses a base, but he's got definitely more where that came from. So now Ghost is starting to join the field. Personal cloaking, 20 seconds out. 3-3, about halfway done. This is interesting, though, because there are 6 Vikings on the field. And 6... So there will be... I think we're actually going to go... No, there will be 6. Excuse me. Adding the Viking count like this is a really beguiling idea. Because, yeah, you can drop parasitic bombs on Vikings. Absolutely. That is very much... That is a play you can do. But, as I hold that thought, because Ling's Bane's Ultras trying to find their way in, getting on top of the tanks. Ling's on the right side. Left side feels far less successful. 11 workers fall, but I mean, that's really going to be okay. At this point, Kira's on 74 workers. He really doesn't care about losing the random SCV. In fact, I think he maybe wanted to lose a couple. Allows him to max out on more potent army, more potent units, as long as he has the gas count. So, Banshee's plenty of cloaking on the left side. This hatch seems like it will fall. And the thing with Neo-Humanity, and I think the thing that we're seeing Kira take advantage of here, is that it's hard. Each player has 7 bases. It is really hard for Dark to go and take a base from his opponents. Now, Ultras try to find their way in. Once again, Parasitic Bomb on the Vikings. Oh, that's 3 Parasitic Bombs, actually. Those Vikings are dead. Lings try to find their way on the left side, but, I mean, Blue Flame Hellbats, good luck. You don't fight into that one. Right side, again, minimal value here. Cure maxed out. And we're starting to see that Dark, every time he shoves in, I mean, this is Fortress Terran. This is a really, I mean, I can't overstate how hard it is for Dark to push into this, especially with the tech that he has. Like, he thought, and I understand the reasoning, Dark thought that he was going to be able to go get into his ITF, get into his late game really quickly, go Ling Bane Ultra, and just be really happy. Didn't happen. It's just not a thing. Not at all. So, +3 mech attack now getting started. I'd love to see a second armory to get air attack, to get armor, to get all these wonderful things, just to make your Hellbats, to make your Vikings, to make your tanks that much more survivable, make them do that much more damage eventually. But for now, +3 mech attack on the way, and of course, that's the key inflection point. You get Blue Flame, you get +3 mech attack. Lings, they get one shot. Lings are just far less impactful over the course of this game, as now Kira tries to move forward, but the Blinding Clouds are nice snipes, though, on the Vipers, on the Ultras here. That is beautiful. And yeah, you run around a corner. Tanks can't fire as well as they would like, but oh, Kira is very happy with that one. That was an expensive trade. I mean, look at this. 6,000 now in the good. Is now Queens getting transfused. Snipes, of course, they one-shot. Or they don't one-shot Queens, but Ultra dead. There we go. Bap, bap, bap. Even with the Ghost nerf, even with the Snipe nerf, they will fall. And now Dark, his bank is not all that big. 1,000 minerals, 600 gas. He wants to move into Broodlords, but we're kind of past the point where the Broodlord timing's really solid. And it's not like Dark has a ton of gas in the bank where he's going to be able to build this ultimate 30 Broodlord late game composition. It's going to be a while for him to get there, and it seems like he wants to go for more of a timing, but I mean, the ghost count is just really, really strong. And now Nuke on the left side. Ultras do kill Hellbats. That much is very true. And the drones are going to have to get pulled away here. So Nuke is not going to get that. It may cancel some Banelings, actually. Nah, I didn't get all that much. So Nuke goes down. Does get actually plenty of damage on the hatch. That makes that very snipeable here, is now the Spores. Force back a little bit more, and Tanks, yeah, 2 more shots. Tanks going to kill the hatch. There we go. Okay, so the hatch is dead in the middle of the map here. That's one less position that Dark has available to him, one less little bit of production. Banshees on the left side, they're going to get another base. And the Liberators starting to shell away here. This game, it just feels so hard for Dark. Like, he has tried and tried and tried to break what Cure has, and it just hasn't worked. And now, yeah, this is a powerful timing. The only one Viking on the field. The rest of them, of course, died to Parabomb. But there are 4 Thors on the way. They have +3 attack done in like 10 seconds. Maybe 20 seconds. Maybe a little bit more than that, as that base will fall. And even once you were on 4 Thors. 4 Thors versus 5 Broodlords are just not all that great. Ultras, I mean, they're okay against Thors, but Thors are just heavy, heavy damage here. Lings, they're just dying. They're absolutely just getting shredded by the Ghost. Right side, Dark losing everything here. The Planetary will fall, but I mean, At what cost there, Dark? You're just losing everything. This is going to be another dead base, though, and this is starting to be maybe a little bit nicer here. Repair is not going to be good enough. Another dead base. So Kier does lose 2 bases. But he's got money for days behind that. He's got +1 armor on the way, 3 more Thors, 3 more Halbets. Dark, what does Dark have economically? He's 74 workers, fine. He has no bank. And this army from here right now, the thing he's been building up for the last 17 minutes. Now he's going to look to make that push happen. This, again, I said this before, this is the most Maru 2022 Maru TvZ I've seen in a long time. And Dark just didn't seem like he knew how to deal with it at all. I mean, counterattack's nice, but I mean, this Neo-Humanity has so few avenues to attack into. Kier turtled it up so beautifully. Things run in, they're not going to get any, like, a couple, doesn't matter. You know, we see Fungals go down, doesn't kill anything. Bases will fall here. The Ghosts, far too strong. Ultras, Thor's far too strong. And Kier just, he is the rock upon which Dark breaks himself. Kier, 2-1.